Can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Let's see. I started off my university career at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. I was there for about 5.5 years. I raised from the ranks of police officer, made sergeant. I was a night patrol sergeant. They are located in a very urban area, 25,000 students. So our calls for service were pretty high, especially on a Friday, Saturday. Then I got the opportunity to go to Norfolk State University, which is a HBCU also in Virginia. And their student population is about 6,000. So I made the rank of lieutenant and went to Norfolk State. I was there about 2 years. Ultimately, my goal was to become a chief of police. So when the opportunity with Xavier came up, I couldn't say no. I mean, I'm a Saints fan. I'm from New Iberia, so it kind of brought me kind of close to home. So
Right.
I couldn't turn down the opportunity, especially to work at a top-ranked university for the pharmacy program, as well as it being Catholic and HBCU. I mean, not too many people can say they work for a place like this. And then I happened to be the first African-American chief of police here, so I kind of made history in coming here. So that also was exciting.
Why law enforcement?
Like I said, my dad was in law enforcement, so I think he kind of put that in my head and just stuck with me. And I thought about the medical field, but I don't like blood, I don't like needles, so that was kind of easy, a no, cross off my career list of things to do. Whereas, like I said, policing, he made it so exciting. Every day he came home, he had a different story to tell, and I was like, well, that's good. I don't want to go to work and have the same, every day be the same. I want it to be different. And certainly sitting in this chief has not changed that. I have people come to my door every day with something different.
How does it feel to be the first female chief?
It's exciting. I mean, it's groundbreaking. It's sad that it took so long for there to be a first female. However, it seems like because of the relationships and because of the publicity that has shined the negative spotlight on law enforcement, they're feeling the need to put a face of color on the police department, so it looks like there's a softer presentation to the relationship with the community. But I'm excited to be here. It's always exciting when you're the first in anything, because you can claim that and say, oh, I was the first, whether it was being the chief of police or anything, the first to go to college in my family, anything like that is monumental when you're claiming to be the first.
So what are some of the obstacles that you face being a black woman in your line of duty?
Oh gosh, well, traditionally law enforcement, and I tell people all the time, was not designed for us. Meaning it wasn't designed for us to work in law enforcement. Law enforcement was created to stop slaves from getting away from their masters. So that's how law enforcement started. So it's heartwarming that we have evolved from that, even though that foundation is there, and we need to recognize that in the institution to be able to serve the communities that we're serving today. So I mean, I've had experiences with racism. I've had experiences with unconscious bias and all of those things. And it's unfortunate that we are told, oh, we'll just grin and bear it and get through it, versus, our white counterparts are not told that. That's not going to happen to them. It's unheard of. So that's why the conversation is very important today, to have those uncomfortable conversations, to sit down and have us realize our biases and our racism and our inequities and injustices in society, because that's the only way we're going to get through being able to police and to work with the communities that we serve. It's not about what we want to do in the community as a police officer. It's about what the community needs us to do, because every community is different. They might be having burglaries in one community, and the other community they might have a trash problem. So that's very different. So we have to listen to those nuances of each community and adjust our policing to that.
In what ways do you seek to change or improve the community safety?
Getting the students more involved in their safety. I mean, the police department can certainly put out officers, we can put out cars, we can put out people on bikes. However, the students have to change their mindset coming from home and having their parents make decisions, safety decisions for them, versus coming on campus and mom and dad are not there. So now it's your responsibility to make those safety decisions for you. A lot of people always ask me, students and parents, when I meet them in the beginning of the year, what are you going to do to keep my child safe? Well, I'm going to try to educate your child and make your child have more situational awareness, so they're aware of what's going on. And most of the time, if they're in a situation and they're feeling like something's quite not right, they need to pay attention to that and get out of that situation. So that's helpful in the community helping us help them stay safe. So it's not strictly a responsibility of the police department. We do share that responsibility.